want to do, it's not really, it's difficult to call a review, but it is definitely my thoughts and impressions on the new Pokemon Arceus game. At current time of filming, I need to get some footage to put up, but yeah, I wanted to give my thoughts on it because I do actually have formed some fairly strong opinions and on on the actual gameplay and mechanics and what have you. So first thing I would say is that it obviously, just by looking at it, it's totally different to any of the previous Pokemon games, for sure. Especially in the way it operates. It's a lot more focused around your character rather than your Pokemon, even though obviously that is very important. It's set in the time before Pokedexes and that sort of thing, and you sort of get thrown in with the objective of catching and attacking so many different types of Pokemon. It feels a bit like, in a way, akin to Pokemon Go, and I haven't seen the Pikachu, Let's Go Pikachu, whatever it's called, but it seems like it might be similar in a way to that. And I think a lot of the elements that are new and therefore very different have lots of really solid, the idea behind them. The implementation I find really difficult, and I don't know if that's because I have a lot less tolerance for games that are so demanding of your time, especially with really repetitive tasks. I don't know if that's because maybe I am a bit older, therefore I don't quite have the patience for it, or maybe it is akin to me not having quite as much time for gaming. That isn't really streaming is about the only time I do gaming now, to be honest, mostly. So yeah, so I don't know if any of that stuff plays into it, but yeah, it doesn't respect your time. You have to go and catch like 25, 30 of the same different Pokemon. You have to catch so many without being noticed. You have to battle so many, use attacks so many times to gain familiarity. Now some stuff like that's pretty cool. Like I do like the attacks. Sorry, use them so many times and then you get to unlock whether you do an agile or a strong hit, which then affects the turn move and that sort of stuff. I mean, that's all good evolutionary steps to the turn-based combat without destroying it entirely. So I quite like that idea. I like the way the Pokemon battles take place. You can still move your guy around and the way you control them. The animations are mostly there. I think it would be nice if it was a bit more akin to the cartoon, I guess, which is, we're going to get onto it, but this is where I can feel that they can improve. So I'd like them to get out the Pokeball, and then Pokemon comes back in. That would be pretty cool. I think doesn't quite do that all the time, and obviously there's lots of different Pokemon. So I'm not saying it's an easy job to do that. A lot of the big sort of like open world elements feel a bit nothingness. I know that the game does sort of bring you down that line as if that is how it's going to be, but yeah, I don't know. It wasn't, the areas were not particularly, or at least that I've played through so far, not particularly interesting. It's a bit bizarre having like these alpha overworld like mini bosses. I'm not certain that really adds anything to the game. I think there should be stronger Pokemon, of course, but like why not just have them as normal Pokemon, but like the first one is a Rapidash. I don't think that's much of a spoiler, but it's like an Alpha Rapidash. It's not a normal Rapidash. So for me, the fact that it's a normal Rapidash, yeah, I said Rapidash too many times, and you've got Ponytars nearby, I should say, oh, I probably shouldn't go after that because it's the evolved form, I guess you may sort of have to know all that stuff beforehand though. But, a lot of the elements are quite cool. The fact that Pokemon will attack you, for example, or some Pokemon will. And like that makes sense to me. That sort of stuff is really cool to have like this, open world, third person Pokemon adventure. I think, especially those that grew up watching the cartoons, I think would love something like that. And that's where I'm going to get on to what I think the game can do better next time. But for the actual game itself, well, I don't know. If you've got a lot of free time, you don't mind catching Pokemon over and over again, or you just love playing Pokemon, as some people do, then it'd probably be fine to good, I would say, because it is different, it is fresh, but it's not too far removed from the base game, if you like. But that being said, for me it probably gets a 6 out of 10, and I think because because there is so much room for improvement, I'm giving it a chance for the next one to be really good. Or at least that's the way I'm choosing to look at it anyway. So what I think they could do next time, or what I personally would like to see, fantasy spreadsheet time. I would like to see the same like core gameplay, better animations, better move animations, like the return with the Pokeball, the casting out with the Pokeball being feeling a bit more impactful. I think maybe tighter areas rather than ones that are so open, but have it follow the premise, or at least like loosely follow the cartoon series. I think that would be incredible. Don't make it about having to catch 30 worm pools, whatever they're called. Basically the Weedles, the new, or one of the other generations Weedles, and make it, you know, keep it to the first 151. Follow that tight line, going around the gyms, getting to the elite. Well, you got to the championships in the cartoon, but you know, similar to that. Keep like a bit of familiarity there. You can have Team Rocket in, of course, which I think that would be really, really, really cool. And this game is probably the closest we've been to having something like that, I would suggest. I don't know whether are we too far away from the cartoons for that type of thing, from the original cartoons for that type of thing now. I'm not sure. I think people who like Pokemon would still really enjoy that kind of game. It's good because I think it gives the studio like a finite amount of Pokemon that they can do. Obviously, the first 151, which I know has it's not quite as varied as maybe it could be, especially with all the new elementals and everything else. But you know, that I've seen a lot of complaints from whatever the team is that does Pokemon now. Can't remember. They're called Pokemon Team or something. I don't know. Through Nintendo. But you know, for example, in Sword and Shield, they said they're not all going to be in there because there's so much work to do to make all the Pokemon, make all the moves, visual, all the animations and whatnot. But if it's just 151, in theory, that should be a lot easier. And I think that would just be pretty cool, you know, to sort of follow Ash's story if you like, but you get your own Pokemon. Maybe you do still, maybe instead of getting Pikachu, you do pick one of the starters. I don't know. Maybe there's options that could be there. It just depends how close you want to follow the story. If it has to be Pikachu, then have Pikachu, of course. Why not? But if you want to just follow the story, but Pikachu isn't an integral part of it, then you could. And that's the sort of thing I really like, because you know, you have these battles where in each episode of the Pokemon series where, you know, you would defeat a lot of the times a Pokemon and then they would join. You could have side quests where you help Pokemon and they join you, for example. I don't know. I think we're at a point where it feels like there's the opportunity to do that, because it's proven that the fundamentals are there, and I think that's what this game gives us currently. But you know, you may think totally different, but that's what I hope for. I don't think anything I've ever hoped for openly on YouTube has ever actually happened. I mean, we did get the Total War 3 Kingdoms, you know, that was one of the few things, I think. Still waiting for my Lord of the Rings Total War, though. Creative Assembly. But no, other than that. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you play Pokemon Arceus and you think it's like a 9 or a 10 out of 10 game, let me know. I want to know. I don't know for you what makes it so special, but yeah, I think the fact that a bit too repetitive for me anyway. Like I say, a bit too rudimentary. It feels like we're at like the pilot episode, if you like, for what could be a really open and expansive Pokemon series that runs sort of parallel to the main series. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to stop talking now. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.